Tools for Boost presents Mental Health and Crafts. Today I'm going to be making more coasters. My parents have a lot of extra firewood this year, so I asked if they could cut me up some to make more coasters so I don't have to keep buying them on Amazon. Luckily, they found a log that worked. Now I'm going to turn these four into Powerpuff Girls. I already sanded them down, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint them. I will be doing each coaster in a different color to represent the Powerpuff Girl that will be going on it. So stay tuned to see the rest of the process. And of course, we'll be keeping track of the tunes. So we're going to hit the shuffle. Tutti Frutti Pink for Buttercup.
Shake it, shake, shake, shake it, shake, shake, shake it, shake it like a Polaroid picture. So just as a disclaimer, and so I don't have to keep putting it in subtitles, this is still pretty early on into my journey into crafts. So most of my supplies, like the paint, are from the dollar store just because it's most cost effective while I figure out what I'm trying to do. Cobra Starship is a great way to start off this craft adventure. Bring It was actually my first introduction to both Cobra Starship and subsequently Gym Class Heroes, who I fell in love with as well around the same time. So this song definitely brings back a lot of nostalgia for me. But what I really want to talk about today is something that seems to me like a really simple concept, but apparently not many people seem to subscribe to it anymore, or they have a distorted perspective on it, which I think can be improved in a couple simple steps, which is how we treat other people. Now, no matter which belief system you subscribe to, the biggest core belief seems to be the same across the board, which is to treat others the way that you want to be treated. Even without the religious undertones, it really is the baseline of what it means to be a decent person. At least that's the way I see it. I don't know if I'm just seeing it now because I'm older or because social media really has given the world a warped perspective, but I feel like this basic concept of treating people the way that you want to be treated has gotten so lost.
Okay, I'm going to do Blossom now. I'm a little concerned about this one because there's a lot of like weird details up in here. So we're going to give it a go. I'm going to stencil it onto here and then outline it. And yeah, here we go. I'm going to line it up.
Which I personally blame on what has become this need to do to others what you think they're going to do to you. And you have to do it before they do, and this whole pattern of thinking just seems so wrong to me.
So there's kind of an imprint, but it's kind of really hard to see. So I trace over it the best that I can, again in pencil. Using this as a reference because the lines aren't super clear.
Maybe I really have been blinded by my rose colored glasses for a long time, and I'm not saying that that's not possible.
This song really just sums up my music taste.
People can be capable of some really shitty things, provoked or not.
I struggled more on this outline than the other one, so we'll see how it goes. But I'm running out of good light, so I'm going to do this stencil now.
But why does there always have to be a focus on retaliation rather than creating a better environment and improving things moving forward? In my story, I have gotten many a rude awakening on who is really there when it counts, the levels people will stoop to win at all costs, and that a lot of people who had been in my life only really used me for entertainment value or what I could do that benefits them. And although I'm better at setting boundaries and using my own discernment with interacting with others, I still want to believe the best in people.
Looks pretty good stenciled out like that. I can see that well. It works that the wood grain works with his hat.
And a lot of the issues that I had previously were based on a lot of my lack of boundaries.
What a random mix of people.
And now I have to see it as maybe people will prove me wrong, but all I can do is try to lead by example, and maybe others will feel more comfortable to follow. My thoughts on treating others the way that you want to be treated, I believe, largely stem from other issues that I see in society these days. So I don't want to dig too deep into all of those today because I would love to have larger conversations about those in the future. For example, how although social media is used to preach social justice causes like inclusivity, it is, in my humble opinion, a large reason for the class system's ability to stay prevalent. Less than 1 million followers? You ain't shit.
So I had a bit of an issue. I had a paint bubble, and I also colored something that I thought was supposed to be a line of black, and it's not. So I'm going to wait for it to dry and hope I can salvage it on second coat by trying to cover it with the color that it's supposed to be. I bet Mojo Jojo rages. Oh, look at that. Looks cool. Appropriate song choice.
And my rant about social media has more to do with I think that it just kind of creates an unnecessary competition for what the ideal life is supposed to be.
The song has a bagpipe moment, and I really dig it. I like stuff like that.
Really, we don't have all of the same cards, so it's not fair to set the same timelines on everything. And we all have different views on what makes a good life, too.
Hi. So, welcome back. This is part 2. I've started coasters. I've started bubbles. It's turning out pretty good. I might redo this one just because when I traced the lines, so this was the reference that I used, and there's a lot of black, thick black lines around the outside. So I had traced them onto the stencil, and when I had actually finished it, it looked a little bit thicker and a little less realistic than I thought. So I might redo it, but I'm going to do some touch-ups and stuff first and see how it goes. I did start with Bubbles, though, because she is my favorite. So if I do mess it up, I'm just going to keep it. So that's what I'm going to do. Come along for the ride while I touch it up and then stencil some more out. I did start the stencil, I don't know if you can see, of Buttercup. So I've got that one traced out already. The other two are still blank, but everything is painted up, so we're gonna get started. And of course, as always, we're gonna hit the shuffle. Come for a ride. So I've already done some of the touch-ups on this, so I'm just kind of finishing it up right now.
So I don't like the unnecessary competition that social media does create.
Great tune. Such a great tune.
And I find that it showcases failures and misfortunes of others as a means of entertainment. And that kind of just feeds the beast. Like the misfortune of others, it doesn't make me feel good, but it's positioned in a way that we do. We love watching fail videos and we love to laugh at it.
Bangers on the shuffle today. This is a great workout tune as well.
But I don't think we should be laughing at things that can genuinely impact other people. Like I think it's just kind of a vicious cycle in turn. I think some of it too is that we as a society have forgotten how to laugh at ourselves, which also creates an issue. But overall, I just don't think that we're treating each other the way that we really truly want to be treated. Because if we were, there wouldn't be as much fighting, I don't think, these days. And it really just makes me sad to see so many people treat other people so awfully just because honestly, just because they're afraid that other people are going to do it to them. And I don't think that's right. And I want to spread the word of, love and kindness. And we should just be better to each other because life is hard and you never know who is fighting a battle. And sometimes a little smile or a kind word really does go a long way. When I was going through my dark time, I found that there were a lot more people that were willing to kick me while I was down than helping me up. And I know that that seems to be the case for a lot of people these days. And sometimes you do make bad decisions, and sometimes life does kick you in the ass. But if you're willing to try, sometimes all you just need is a helping hand to get back up on your feet. And I just want to be that helping hand for other people because I know for me how hard a helping hand was to come by sometimes.
Diamonds isn't really a shaken song. Another really good, underrated artist. On tour right now with Grandson, just saying.
And I'm not trying to be preachy by any means. I'm just trying to make the world a better place, one craft video at a time. But it does kind of go back to what I was saying in a previous video about hurt people hurting people. And I think that's important on the healing journey is to try to empower other people to heal too, because there are so many people that just see that there's no point because it is a vicious cycle. But my healing journey has very much brought me to be a cycle breaker, and this is what I've decided to focus my energy and attention on. And now for the grand reveal. This is how the coasters turned out, and stay tuned next time to see what I do next. Keep the peace and keep rocking on.